Hey, it's robdialjr, and I've got one question for you. What would your life look like if fear didn't control you anymore? If you could walk into any room, speak your truth, chase your dreams, without that voice of doubt holding you back, give me 15 minutes of your time, and I promise you this, I'll show you how to become dangerously confident. The kind of confidence that doesn't fade when things get hard, the kind that makes people stop, notice, and feel your energy the moment you walk in. Let's build that version of you right now. Most people think confidence is about how you look, how loud you are, or how many people notice you when you walk into a room. But that's not where real confidence begins. True confidence, dangerous confidence, starts in the quietest place possible, your own mind. It starts in the war that's happening inside your head every single day. The war between who you really are and the voice that keeps telling you you're not enough. That voice, the one that whispers, you can't do it, you're not ready. They'll laugh at you. It's been there for years. You've probably heard it so often that you've started to mistake it for truth. But here's the reality, that voice isn't truth. It's programming. It's built from every failure, every rejection, every time someone made you feel small, and every time you let fear decide your worth. And every single day that you believe it, it wins a little more ground. The reason most people never become confident isn't because they can't. It's because they never challenge that inner voice. They never question it. They think confidence is about fixing themselves, when in reality, it's about freeing themselves from the lies they've been believing. You don't need to become someone new to be confident. You just need to stop believing the story that you're not enough. Every thought you think creates a chemical reaction in your body. When you think, I'm not good enough, your brain releases stress hormones, your body tenses up, your energy drops, you shrink. But when you start to think, I am capable, I am worthy, I can handle this, something powerful happens. Your physiology changes, your shoulders rise, your tone shifts, your entire presence begins to transform, and the people around you can feel it, because confidence is energy. It's contagious. But you can't fake it, not truly. You can't cover insecurity with fake smiles or loud words. You can't trick your mind by pretending. You have to rewire it. And that starts by catching the lies the moment they show up. The next time that voice says, you can't do this, pause. Don't argue with it. Don't run from it. Just ask, who told me that? You'll realize most of the time it wasn't even your voice. It was something you picked up years ago, maybe from a parent who doubted themselves, a teacher who embarrassed you, or a friend who made you feel small. But it's not yours. You've just been carrying it like it was. When you become aware of that voice, you take away its power. You start to separate your identity from your thoughts. You begin to understand that thoughts are just stories, and stories can be rewritten. So instead of letting that old script run the show, you start to replace it with new ones. Not affirmations that you don't believe, but evidence that you've built. You remind yourself of the times you'd show up, the challenges you have did overcome, the things you did accomplish even when you were scared. Confidence doesn't come from never being afraid. It comes from remembering that you've faced fear before and survived. Every time you silence that inner critic, every time you decide to take action anyway, you teach your brain that you are safe in discomfort. And the more you do it, the quieter that negative voice becomes. Eventually, it doesn't disappear, but it stops leading. See, the real secret is this: you don't have to destroy that voice to win. You just have to stop obeying it. Stop giving it authority. Stop letting it dictate who you get to be. Because the most confident people in the world still have fear, still have doubt, but they've learned to move forward with it. They don't wait for the noise to stop. They turn the volume down and step up anyway. And that's the shift that changes everything. When you stop believing the lies and start trusting yourself, your world expands. You stop living small. You stop apologizing for existing. And one day, you'll look back and realize that the person you used to be, the one who second-guessed every move, was never broken. They were just buried under layers of false belief. Confidence isn't about adding something new. It's about peeling away everything that was never you in the first place. Confidence isn't something you wake up with one morning and suddenly have for the rest of your life. It's not a switch that flips or a motivational quote that makes everything click. Confidence is something you build brick by brick, moment by moment, through the small choices that most people overlook. The truth is, confidence is built on one thing: trust. And the person you have to learn to trust first is yourself. Every time you break a promise to yourself, even a small one, your subconscious takes note. You say you'll wake up early tomorrow. You don't. You say you'll start that project today. You put it off. You say you'll stop scrolling and go to the gym. You keep scrolling. And each time that happens, your brain quietly learns that your words don't mean much. You stop believing yourself. You stop trusting your own intentions. That's why so many people talk about confidence like it's something external, because internally they've lost that self-trust. But the opposite is also true. Every time you keep a small promise to yourself, no matter how tiny it feels, you're laying another brick in the foundation of your confidence. You're proving to your brain, I can rely on me. And that right there, that's power. That's the quiet kind of power that nobody can take from you. because it's not built on approval or applause, it's built on proof. Think about the people you admire, the ones who seem calm, centered, grounded in any situation. What sets them apart isn't that they're fearless or flawless. It's that they trust themselves to handle whatever comes their way. That kind of confidence doesn't come from what they achieve in front of people. It's built in the moments when no one's watching, when they choose discipline over distraction, consistency over comfort, and honesty over excuses. You don't build confidence by waiting to feel ready. You build it by doing the things you said you'd do, especially when you don't feel like doing them. That's where the growth happens. That's where the muscle of self-trust starts forming. The gym might be the easiest metaphor here. If you go once and expect instant results, you'll be disappointed. But if you show up every day, even for a short session, over time your body changes. The same goes for your mind. Confidence is repetition. It's showing up for yourself again and again until it becomes who you are. Start small. Don't overwhelm yourself by trying to rebuild your entire life in a week. Just pick one promise. Maybe it's waking up 15 minutes earlier. Maybe it's putting your phone away for the first hour of your day. Maybe it's journaling before bed or going for a walk after work. Whatever it is, keep that promise. Do it consistently until your brain starts to believe, when I say I'll do something, I follow through. That belief alone is worth more than any motivational talk or external validation because it gives you an anchor, something unshakable inside yourself. There's something powerful that happens when your actions begin to align with your words. You start walking differently. You carry yourself differently. Your energy changes because deep down, you know you can count on you. And once you start stacking those micro wins, it becomes addictive. You'll start setting bigger goals, taking more chances, speaking up more boldly, not because you're fearless, but because you know you'll have your own back, even if things don't go perfectly. The reason so many people struggle with confidence is because they're chasing a feeling instead of creating a pattern. They're waiting to feel confident before taking action, but the feeling only comes after action. It's not something you wait for, it's something you earn. Every time you keep a promise, you cast a vote for the person you want to become. And those votes add up. That's how trust turns into belief, and belief turns into confidence. You have to understand confidence isn't a result. It's a reflection. It mirrors how consistently you've shown up for yourself. And once you start stacking those small wins, you become unstoppable. Because when life throws challenges your way, when people doubt you, or when fear tries to creep back in, you'll have proof that you've done hard things before, proof that you keep going even when it's uncomfortable, proof that you can depend on you. And that's what makes someone dangerously confident. Not loudness, not perfection, not ego, but quiet, unshakable self-trust built one promise at a time. Confidence isn't about being the loudest person in the room or the one who dominates every conversation. It's not about walking in with your chest out or trying to convince people that you're something special. True. Dangerous confidence is quieter than that. It's the kind of energy that walks into a room and instantly shifts the atmosphere, not because it demands attention, but because it doesn't need it. It's a presence that says, I know who I am, and I don't need anyone else to validate it. The truth is, most people walk into rooms thinking about themselves. They worry about what others are thinking, how they're being judged, if they fit in, or if they said the right thing. And that mental noise, those thoughts that constantly revolve around self-doubt, drains their energy before they even have a chance to be present. Confidence begins when you shift your focus away from you and onto the moment. It's not, do they like me? But what can I bring to this space? The second you start focusing on your contribution instead of your comparison, you unlock something powerful inside you. Confidence is energy, not volume. You can feel it when someone walks in. It's in their posture, their eye contact, the way they breathe, the way they listen before they speak. You can't fake that kind of calm energy because it comes from alignment. It comes from knowing that you don't need to perform to belong. You belong because you've decided that you do. That decision alone changes everything. It quiets the nerves, it softens the tension, it anchors you. You stop needing permission to exist fully, and you start showing up as your real self. When you walk into a room with that energy, people notice. Not because you're trying to be noticed, but because confidence radiates clarity. It says, I'm comfortable in my own skin, and that kind of presence is magnetic. People want to be around it because it makes them feel safe. It gives them permission to be themselves too. That's the real power of confidence. It doesn't just elevate you. It lifts the energy of everyone around you. But here's where most people get stuck. They think they need external validation before they can feel that way. They tell themselves, once I get the job, or once I'm fit, or once people respect me, then I'll be confident. But that's backward. The world doesn't give you confidence. You bring confidence to the world. It starts as a choice long before the results show up. The decision to stand tall, to make eye contact, to speak clearly, to take up space, that's not arrogance. That's ownership. Think about the last time you saw someone who truly owned the room without trying. It wasn't their words that made them powerful. It was their certainty. They didn't rush to fill silence. They didn't over-explain themselves, and they didn't shrink when attention turned toward them. They understood something simple yet profound. When you stop chasing approval, you naturally attract respect. And that's the key. Confidence is not about thinking you're better than anyone else. It's about knowing that no one else is better than you. We're all human. We all have fears, insecurities, flaws. The difference is confident people have stopped letting those flaws define them. They've stopped apologizing for being themselves. They've learned to walk into rooms like they belong there, not because someone told them they do, but because they decided they're enough exactly as they are. The energy you carry speaks louder than your words ever could. If you walk into a space feeling unworthy, you'll project that and people will feel it. But when you walk in with calm conviction, when you stand tall and make eye contact like you belong, that energy will do the talking for you. People respond to what you believe about yourself. And when you believe in yourself deeply, others can't help but believe in you too. So the next time you step into a room, don't overthink it. Don't scan for approval. Just breathe, ground yourself, and remind yourself that you belong here as much as anyone else. Because confidence isn't earned through validation. It's claimed through presence. And the moment you start owning your space, the world starts adjusting to your energy instead of the other way around. Confidence isn't something that just appears one day. It's something you build. It's a practice, a mindset, a way of showing up for yourself over and over again until it becomes who you are. It's silencing that inner voice that's been lying to you, proving to yourself that you can be trusted, and walking into every room with the calm certainty that you belong there. That's dangerous confidence. Not because it makes you reckless, but because it makes you free. Free from fear, free from doubt, free from the opinions that used to hold you hostage. You stop living small, you stop waiting for permission, you stop apologizing for taking up space. And instead, you begin to live with intention, not to impress others, but to express who you truly are. When you understand that confidence is simply the act of keeping promises to yourself, the world starts to open up. The risks don't feel as scary. The rejections don't sting as much. And the moments that used to make you hesitate, those become your training ground. Because every challenge is another chance to prove to yourself that you're stronger than your fear. So if you want to be dangerously confident, start today, not with a massive change, not with a dramatic leap, but with one small promise that you actually keep. One honest moment of silence where you choose to believe in yourself instead of your doubts. One moment where you walk into the room like you already belong there. Because when you start showing up like that, grounded, certain, and unapologetically yourself, you stop casing confidence and you start becoming it. And that's when everything in your life begins to shift. The world doesn't need another perfect person. It needs someone real, someone authentic, someone who's brave enough to own their truth. So go out there, keep your promises, and walk in your power. Because once you do, you'll realize something life-changing. The person you've always wanted to become has been inside you all along.